Rasty McGibbon with Men's Division III Commissioner Derek Connor. Derek, thanks for coming on 5 Minute Major.
Thanks for having me, Rasty.
This is day 3 of pool play, and back when I was strictly a Division II guy, I always thought it was one of the most interesting and fun days because pools are decided, you get into 99 tiebreaker rules, and former D2 Commissioner Mike Rodakovich, his goal, he thought things were going great if on the morning of pool play day 3, no pools were decided. So we're almost there because only one pool's been decided.
Correct.
Give me your perspective on the tournament so far.
Tournament's been great so far. All the games have been very competitive. Only a couple blowouts, but the games have been intense, and they've been getting more intense as the days go along. And we expect, this with the final day with 3 of the 4 pools to be decided, that we have our best games and our most intense games of the year or the week.
I think when things run as smoothly as this tournament has, it may give off the impression that this is the natural flow of events. Tell me about the tremendous amount of work, preparation, organization, planning that has to go on basically from April 1 of 2023 to make this look as seamless as it is.
Oh boy, there's a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and a lot of people, behind the scenes that do a lot of great work with this tournament. From an ACHA perspective, Russ Slagle, who runs the tournament, does a great job getting everything prepared, everything on site prepared. Obviously, Craig Barnett, our executive director, works with the facility and the hotels and making sure that all the teams are, have accommodations available to them. And between the both of them, they just run a great tournament. We meet starting in November. We meet every 2 weeks via Zoom with ourselves, the facility, and just making sure that all the logistics are set up, scorekeepers, officials, EMTs, and everything that makes this tournament, and all the special things like the interviews that you do, and just everything that goes into it. I'm sure I'm missing a couple things, but it's just a great experience for not only ourselves but our teams coming in.
You mentioned involvement with meetings with the facility. We were at a massive facility last year in Marlborough, 8 sheets of ice. Not as big here. We have 3. We have 1 offsite. But just tell me about the feedback you've gotten about the venue this year.
I think St. Louis is a great place to host this. Not only the location of it, but this facility has been tremendous. It was tremendous 2 years ago, and I think it's gotten better this year. We don't have the accommodations to fit all 5 divisions in at once. But just having men's 1 here, men's 3 here at the same time, a lot of action going on. The facility's been great in providing anything we need, as far as even from snacks and coffee to printing services and just the maintaining of the ice and just doing anything that we need to do. They've been tremendous in that regard.
If you kind of look at it in some ways, proverbially, you're the parent of Division III. And this year, we have had the opportunity with new teams coming to the national tournament and getting to experience the national tournament, for the first time. How special is that? And how do you think it speaks to the level of hockey acclimating all over the country so that these teams are able to come and participate?
We're very pleased to have these new teams. We have 3 different leagues that were not here last year represented within Division III, and there's just the experience and the win-loss record. Again, they've been competitive. The win-loss record doesn't mean as much, I guess, for first-year teams being here. It's the experience and seeing what these other teams do and seeing what these other teams, how to perform at the national level, how to carry yourself at the national level, and it just gives these teams even more incentive to improve their programs, come back, and be in the mix for a national championship next year.
I had spoken with Austin Huizinga earlier this morning, Calvin's men's Division III. He was telling me that last year they didn't, first time at Nationals, didn't win a game, and when they walked in the rink this morning, they are the actual only team in Division III that had clinched a pool. What opportunity do you think is unique to the ACHA for schools that may already have an ACHA team but are considering a D3 team?
I think, from a school perspective, we have players all over the country looking for places to play, continue their education, continue their athletic careers, whether they be coming from high school teams or coming from, the junior ranks. We provide so many opportunities for those players to continue their careers. On the academic side, it increases enrollment for universities. A lot of universities are looking for more students. ACHA and hockey programs provide that opportunity. There's so many opportunities for players to go, within state or in the country, to different universities. If a school doesn't have that second option, or even we have programs here with three ACHA teams at all men's division levels, they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go and find that school that provides them that opportunity to continue their athletic careers. So if schools want to, if they have numbers and they want to put together a third team, I think that's very beneficial not only to the school but the hockey program and the university total.
Men's Division I, expanding this year to 24 teams, not utilizing pool play. Personally, I've always loved pool play. I think for schools, we've got 2 schools from Maine, which, I guess unless you're coming from Alaska or Hawaii, that's about as far away as you can get from
Yes.
St. Louis. Do you think for, especially, if we kind of piggyback, schools that have never been here before also are investing in bringing, players and staff, 25 people halfway across the country. Do you think that it's an awesome opportunity to experience and play schools that otherwise they would not be able to encounter?
Yeah, especially at the M3 level. There's not as much travel. There's not as much interleague play. Because Division III schools don't have the same budgets that some Division I and some Division II schools have. So they got to be a little bit more conscious of what where they go to play and what teams they play. So coming out here, getting playing teams that you're not used to playing teams that aren't that are not in your league, it makes it a true national tournament.
One of the neat stories that I heard last night in talking with they're actually cousins. Some people might think they're brothers. Bob and Mike Roy from Colby, is they had received the invitation to come to the national tournament. They knew at the time of the invitation they weren't in a financial position to come, and I can't remember, Bob or Mike had a conversation with the president of the school and said, we've got an invitation. Financially, I don't know if we're in a position to be able to travel halfway across the country from Maine to St. Louis, which is and it's a great story of the school stepping up to really, it's almost like Make-A-Wish Foundation, Make-A-Wish Foundation for your Division III hockey team. Any other awesome stories in Division III that you're aware of teams being able to be here, players being able to be here?
To the extent Sacred Heart is here at the Division III level for the first time. I know last year they went, they did everything possible they could to get in last year, and I think they went 20-1, won their league, but they fell a few slots short of receiving an auto bid from men's 3. So I'm glad to see them here. Same thing with Dartmouth. Again, won their league, had a tremendous record last year, but their ranking fell outside the top 25. I'm glad to see those 2 teams here because they've been they've been grinding, and they've done everything possible that they can do to get to nationals. And I know Dartmouth and Sacred Heart stepped up their schedule a little bit this year in an attempt to do that. So I'm glad to see those teams here, and they've been very competitive. They had a great game yesterday between themselves.
When there's the obvious. You're getting an experience when teams are able to attend the national tournament. You're getting experience for the guys. You're getting increased coaching experience. They are able to play teams that geographically they may not encounter over the course of the regular season. What would you say are some of the intangibles? And I'll kind of throw you a couple that I've heard. One, it increases your stock from a recruiting standpoint. Mm-hmm. It also makes scheduling easier to get those teams that do help with rankings. Would you agree with those, and are there any other intangibles that you're aware of?
Oh, absolutely, and not just from the team perspective. I think it helps the leagues too, because it gives other teams in your league something to shoot for. They see somebody at the top of the mountain, they want to get there too. Right. So it makes it. I think a rising tide lifts all boats. Sure. So I think it gives other teams an incentive to do better with their program and increase their talent level, increase their organizations. So hopefully at some point they can be here too.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Okay. The tournament is so smooth, so seamless. Teams, players, parents are having such an awesome experience. How do we elevate it from here? Like, what is there left that we can do to make it better? Because personally, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
If I said to you, 5 years we want to do blank, what would you put in the blank? Because it's so good now.
That's a great question, Rasty. Put me on the spot.
Well, okay, so some things, just thinking answers. I do like one thing that I've always loved. Okay, and I mean for the first, I don't know. I mean, this is my 19th year, right? For the first probably 15 years, I've been a D2 guy. Probably maybe not 15 years, maybe 12 years until we started meeting all 5 teams, 2017, 2018, around there in Columbus. I like spreading the game of hockey and spreading this national experience. So for me, okay, and you can correct me, St. Vincent, Sacred Heart, Colby, and is it Central Maine?
Yes.
All first time?
Yes.
So 25% of the whole pool group is brand new to the national experience. Mm-hmm. So as you said, they're going to go back. They're they're king of the hill. Hey, we're playing a team on Friday night that went to nationals last year. Let's see how we measure up if we use that as the yardstick. Would you agree with those comments? Like, that's one thing is to keep spreading the game.
Yes, definitely. And I know one thing that we try to do at the M3 level is a lot like M1 and M2, where we have if you win your league, you get something. Either you're going to the nationals or you're going to a regional competition to get there. We've tried to make it more so. The more you have you win and you win your league, there's a direct path to get there. Instead of just making it the rankings, just beholden to a ranking system, computer system, which has been great. But we want to make it more so that you win, you get in. So yeah, like you said, with playing a team in the CHE, playing St. Vincent next year, they know that's the level they have to get to and surpass to come out here and do well. One of the things that I just thought of while you're asking the question is, I know it's difficult when the team has you said it's a great experience for the players and the parents and everything. And once the trophies are awarded at all levels, obviously we can't have everybody join the team on the ice and everything. Sure. But one of the neat things that I've seen other leagues do is, have a kind of a setup like this, where you have the trophy, parents and players can come and get their picture taken with the trophy on site. Obviously not in the arena, but on site somewhere. I think that would be a tremendous addition. Even though it's just for the champions, it would be a tremendous addition for the ACHA to have that.
What would your comment be about the level of interest for new D3 teams? Okay, because a couple things on the outside, and I'm not a guy that's involved in the day-to-day. I'm not administrative with the league. You see some teams that graduate or acclimate, and they have a D3 and they go to D2. Are you seeing that some of those schools come back and say, hey, we've got so much interest in hockey that now we're thinking of bringing back a D3 school? And how much interest are you seeing from teams that want to come in with D3 for the first time?
A combination of both, actually. Arkansas, who's been one of our mainstays here at the national tournament, made a couple Final Fours, was in the championship game a couple years ago. They are moving up to D2 next year. But talking with their coach here, they've had a lot of interest, that they may have a Division III team next year. So we get a lot of that where teams that'll move up, but they're moving up because their programs are getting better, their programs are growing, they're recruiting more students to come here. They still have a group of students that they want to play and want to find a team for. So we see a lot of that at that level. We see a lot of teams that like you said, exclusively maybe they're just Division I or Division II again, but they're adding more students who want to continue their athletic career. They're adding Division III teams, and we're also getting kind of a little bit of a rebalance. We are bringing in a new league from California, Arizona, a couple existing Division III teams and a couple Division II teams that are moving down to Division III next year. So we're spreading our footprint out here. Usually we would just go out to the Colorado, Arizona area. That was the extent of our league from the East Coast to here. But we are, like I said, we're adding the California League with a couple teams from Arizona also involved in that. So, smaller, we are getting interest from new teams too. I forget. There's a couple teams in the Northeast that that have, and many of them also have NCAA Division III programs that they want to add a club program to their portfolio, so students can come and continue playing hockey.
Well, I think the biggest compliment that I can give you is from a outside looking in. It looks so seamless. You make it look effortless to have something. I mean, this has got to be the best non-varsity run championship in the entire country, and you guys have done a great job. So all the planning, all the hard work, 73.2 hours on Zoom has paid off.
Yes.
So Derek Connor, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rasty.
Derek Connor, Men's Division III Commissioner with the ACHA here at the 2024 National Championship, St. Louis, Missouri.